Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Canadi Outdoors. Today we're going to be talking about how I have my rods set up and what reels I have on them and what line I have that goes with the reel and how I like to use them. I got various types of rods between top water, subsurface, cranking, jerkbait style rods, spinning rods. But by far my favorite bait to throw is the top water bait. And I like that just because the blow-ups are wild and it's a really good fight for the fish. So first up we got the Favorite Phantom, which is a 7.4 heavy rod. It's got a Lew's custom inshore reel, and that's in 7.5-1. It's a little bit of a faster reel for covering a lot of water, and I use this primarily for a heavy punching jig, flipping jig like that, heavy cover, top water, big swim baits, anything like that. I use it as like a backup frog rod if I need to, and this gets a lot of use. I like it. It's a really stiff rod. It's a heavy rod. It does feel heavy in your hand after a full day of use, but paired with this Lew's reel, it feels great, and it catches a lot of fish. It's a very good rod and reel combo to use if you're going to be multi-use. You can go out in the ocean and striper fish because it's such a heavy rod, and with the custom inshore, you can get some salt water in there, and it's anti-corrosive. Next up on the list is the Garcia Ike Rod, and this is a frog special actually, and this is a 7'4" medium heavy frog rod. Like I said, it's a frog special, and I primarily use this for frogs. I don't really change out this frog, and this is a live target frog, and it gets used. I bring this every single time I go fishing. It feels great in the hand. It's really lightweight, and I like the way that the cuts and the blank is open to your finger, so you get really nice sensitive feel on the rod. This is paired with the Lew's Super Duty speed spool. This is in 7.5-1. Again, a faster action reel for the top water styles of baits to bring in, cover a lot of water, and to get back that line. This is paired with 65-pound braid, and like I said, this is straight up primarily a frog rod. This has a great feel to it, great bend, and it's a wonderful rod. Like I said, this is one of my favorite rods, and this is my baby. I've actually broken 3 of them, and I've gotten another one every single time. I like it that much. Next up is the Bass Pro Shops Johnny Morris Special and Signature Series. This is a 7'2" medium heavy fast action rod. I use this for spook baits, walking baits, pocket frogs, smaller frogs like that, hollow body. I have thrown spitter baits on it and anything like that. It's kind of a utility top water rod. This is paired with the Lew's Super Duty Speed Spool 7-1-1 with 65-pound braid again. This also feels great in the hand. It's very smooth reel. It's got 11 ball bearings and excellent castability to it. You can get very long casts in open water, and I like that for frog fishing because you can cover a lot of distance and you get a lot of casts in, and the lightweight rod and reel really helps with fishing all day, and especially fast action like a frog. You're working that bait all day. Alright, so moving down the line, we have a 6-gill halfling, and this is a 7.3 rod, medium heavy, and it has actually the halfling, as you can see, it's got a short handle. This is pretty much for kayak fishing. I actually like it a lot for a jerkbait too, which is kind of surprising. You don't get a lot of wrist slap on it, but for kayak fishing this is great. The short handle, good hook sets, and you don't feel it hitting your side or your chair or anything like that. I have this paired with actually a 6-gill Hyperion reel. It's a new reel. It's a 7-0-1 gear ratio. I got 12-pound fluorocarbon on it. I like to keep a bladed jig on this, like a light jig, anything like that. You can Texas rig with the rod, and like I said, this is just a 7.3 medium heavy, so this is just a good utility rod. You can use a lot of stuff on this. I like to keep it simple, and I pretty much just keep the bladed jig tied on. It's got enough bend to keep fish pinned, and it doesn't come off. The 6-gill brand, I tried them because I had buy one get one deal going on, so I gave them a shot. The reels they seem to be okay, but the rods, I'm very impressed with the rods. I like the rods a lot. and it's a good multi-use rod. Moving on, we got the Quantum Smoke S3, and this has a 6:1 gear ratio. This is a combo, so this is a Quantum Smoke S3 reel as well. Again, this has 12-pound monofilament, and this rod I use strictly as a soft plastics Texas rig, Carolina rig, weightless, wacky rig, anything like that. This is my soft plastic go-to rod. And again, the blank is open for your finger. It's split grip rod. It's light, feels good, and Quantum just makes a great reel. This thing is very smooth. You can cast it in all sorts of conditions, and it's a really good soft plastics rod, I find. And I find that I pick it up many times. I carry that rod. I throw in the frog, weightless frog, or weedless frog, soft body frog, and I'll get a hit on that. If I don't get a hit, I'll throw in and I'll follow up with the Texas rigged worm, and I mean 8 times out of 10 you're getting the fish right there. He's gonna hit that just because it's a different style of bait, different presentation, and he's gonna slam it. Moving down, we got the 7-foot super utility Lew's Mach 2 medium heavy rod. This is a combo as well, paired with a 7:5:1 gear ratio Lew's Mach 2 reel. And again, this is my lighter jig flipping rod, spinnerbait, anything like that. I use this a lot for the light jigs, which is what's tied on here. This is a little a little flipping casting jig, and this is a great rod. You can use it for anything. That's what I like about the 7-foot medium heavy action. Use it for anything. This has 20-pound braid on it, and it's super comfy with these grips. They do get dirty, but that's nothing. Okay, next up we got our 2 crankbait jerkbait rods. Again, multi-use except for this one. This is a glass rod, so this is exclusive for crankbaits. I like to throw square bill crankbaits. The deep divers, you get down, they get the rounder bills. This is all around great crankbait rod, and this is the six gill cranking rod. It is a 7'4" medium heavy glass rod. It's extremely parabolic bend to it. I'll see if you can. It's just extremely parabolic. A slower speed reel. This is a 6 gill Creus. It's in 6:3:1, and I don't like the 5-speed reels just because they're too slow for me. I can just slow down with my hands on this, and it's fine. This rod has a nice bend to it. It keeps fish really pinned with the extreme bend on the rod. You don't have to worry about fish coming undone and shaking the head, coming loose. It's just a great rod for crankbait fishing. I put 10-pound fluorocarbon on this, and it seems to work for now. I haven't had it for that long, so it's replacing a different crankbait rod I had, but it works for now, and it's caught its fair share amount of fish already. So we're gonna put it through the ringer and see how it goes furthermore. What I do like is the carbon fiber parts on the 6 gill reels. They look nice. We'll see how they do though. Next up, we have the favorite fishing Defender. This is the first favorite rod I got a couple years ago, and let me tell you, it's one of my absolute favorites. This used to be my soft plastic rod because it is a 7-foot medium heavy split grip rod paired with a Lew's Custom Speed Spool 6:8:1 reel. And on this, again, I have 12-pound fluorocarbon, and this is an extremely great multi-purpose reel and rod. I ended up pairing it with jerkbaits for now. Jerkbaits, diving baits, anything like that. And I actually have a Jackal riser that I use for this. And this rod can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. I like to throw spinning baits on this, the live target bait ball spinning bait. And again, this is this high-speed reels, the Lew's reels with the fat wind grips. I love them, and they handle great. They feel great, and all the Lew's reels, which is why I have them on all my rods, they cast a mile, and they just feel great to me. I've been fishing with them for probably a decade now. Again, this is the favorite Defender, 7-foot medium heavy with a 6:8:1 gear ratio. Okay, next up we have our two spinning rods, and this one I actually just got this in today. This is the Duckett Jacob Wheeler Series 7-foot medium heavy rod, and let me tell you, this thing is pretty sick. I just got it today. The glue and the strands on the holding the eyelets in, it looks pretty great. The eyelets are huge, but they get really small down towards the tip. It's got a nice, this is a medium action rod, and I paired it with a Lew's Custom Speed Spool reel in white. This is their 200 series reel. And let me tell you, I just got this. I wanted this to be my Ned Rig shaky head rod. And by first impressions, this thing is going to be a trooper, and this is something that's probably going to replace my Lew's Mach rod. And this looks fantastic. The paint job is amazing. It's red, white, and blue, so I put a black and white reel on it. And I can't wait to put some. I'm going to put 20-pound braid and a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. Like I said, I'm going to tie it on Ned Rig pretty much the entire time on this rod. And I'm excited and stoked to get this out on the water. Next up, we get the Lew's Mach combo. This is a speed stick by Lew's. Right now I have a Ned Rig tied on this, but like I said, I'm going to change out, since I get the new Jacob Wheeler rod, I'm going to change this Ned Rig out to the drop shot. This is 10-pound straight fluoro on the reel. It's been a great rod all around. This is a 6:2:1 gear ratio Lew's Mach reel, and it's a light action, fast fishing rod. It's great for straight down, up and down fishing. Or you could cast it if you want. You could put Texas rigs on it if you want. Like I said, a lot of my rods are multi-use. I like to change things up kind of every few months, every few weeks, depending on the weather, really, and how the fish are reacting to different styles of baits at that time of the year. Again, so that pretty much sums up all of my rods. I think right now that was either 10 or 11 rods that we went over. One thing that I find in common with how I like to fish and how I have my rods is I like to carry a lot of rods with me when I go fishing. They all have a different purpose, but all of their purposes can be used similarly to each other. I don't like tying on new lures. It wastes time, and I can just be fishing, and you don't have to deal with the hassle and the frustration of tying on new lures. If you guys liked what you saw, like the video, subscribe, and if you want to comment in the comments to let me know what you want to see next, that'd be great. Alright, look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode.